Hi Cancer, this is your May 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or moon in the sign, this is your reading for the month ahead. It's Romy. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into the channel. So we're opening up this month with the energy of judgment for you. Major crossroads moment I feel that May is going to be delivering for you. And you may be asking yourself, what now? And even that statement in and of itself might feel quite loaded, because that could come from a place of uncertainty, from fear, but it could also come from an incredibly fearless place where all of a sudden something ahead now feels full of promise and potential and possibility. And that's really the way I want you to approach this season, because events this month may not feel like much when you're experiencing them, but when you look back, I think you're going to realize that they have in fact changed everything. And sometimes, destiny kind of slides in quietly and it's almost like it rearranges the entire room. And when you walk back in, it takes a moment for it to land and process how everything feels different. And that requires a new response from you. It's like having this sort of pattern interruption that takes place. So we're going to be opening up the month with Pluto shifting retrograde into Aquarius. Of course, this is our inward journey to reclaim personal power and to really get curious and explore this in a new way, particularly with the emerging energy shift in a new sign. So the same day, we will also welcome Juno, asteroid goddess, into the energy of Gemini. And so throughout the month, even though we still have this Mercury retrograde going on, I think there is some positivity around the ways in which you are going to be able to negotiate changes that you need to implement when it comes to relationships, to contracts, to partnerships. And remember, when we're in Taurus energy, it's that 11th house for you. So there's illumination around your hopes and dreams. What you want, you're trying to now kind of prioritize in a new way, if you like. But it's also the way in which you are harnessing and working with groups, with people in your life, and technology, all of these things. And it's almost just like this sense of wanting to now invite all of these support systems and the right energies, the right people to help you to go to that next level. Now, the Two of Coins says this is a bit of a balancing act, because there is this feeling of there being a kind of transitionary period through this month a little bit for you. There has been this unlearning, this unraveling, this undoing, and May sees you now really stitching together this new life as you imagined it could be, which means that we can't force it. We have to be a little tenacious. We have to be incredibly flexible through the course of this month. But one of the things I want you to remember is that all of the initiatory energy that we've been experiencing with Aries is now coming into a place of us being able to get real and really bring some form and tangible manifestation with the support and help of Taurus. We'll also have a big energetic shift this month, because Jupiter is going to be coming out of Aries and moving into the sign of Taurus on the 16th of the month for the next year. And again, for you, as it lights up that 11th house, there's quite a progressive, expansive feel around things that you can do online, but particularly again as you revisit some of your own creative visions. It's going to make you incredibly resourceful over this next period, and I think that you're going to start to see the signs of that showing up really beautifully through this month of May. Now we have in the fellow water sign a lunar eclipse coming in the sign of Scorpio on the 5th of the month. Queen of Swords here says, Cancer, that you might come up against what may feel like a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, somebody might be provoking or riling you somewhat around this time. In many ways, I think at a soul level, they are playing this role to unearth something, help you to clarify something. But remember, the eclipse is asking you to come back to your true natural self. You have to let go of something that is stealing your time, your energy, or space in your life. Space that needs to be prioritized for more passion, more romance, more joy, more creative endeavors, because that 5th house of Scorpio energy for you, I feel has been in some regards like put to the back burner or put to the side, because there's just been so many things that you've had to deal with repeatedly. And I feel like the ways in which you've been pulled upon, called upon in recent weeks has meant that even when you put your best foot forward and you had a clear intention of how there were going to be certain things that you wouldn't allow to let slide, that sort of non-negotiable intention just naturally got kind of pushed out because of the intensity, I think, of some of the situations that have been going on around you. So it's an interesting one around this eclipse. There's a wrapping up feeling to it. There's an intensity, and I do feel that Queen of Swords suggests there's a little bit of an edge that you might have to experience. Now, if this is not coming directly from another person, I think there will be an experience or a situation that is still feeling like it's rubbing you up a little bit the wrong way. But again, it's all meant to be sort of focusing and directing you towards making a more significant adjustment for yourself, because this is also a month when you really realize I have to create space for the things that I desire, and that perhaps one of the blocks that's existing right now to these things flowing in for you is that you're hoping, wishing, wanting, waiting for them, but there has been no adjustment in your practical, physical, day-to-day experience. So Venus is going to move into Cancer on the 7th of the month, into your sign. And what it's going to support you with, I think, is being able to, particularly where the retrograde energy has caused any imbalance or misunderstanding or miscommunication around specific connections, to approach things in a way that just feels more natural to you. So it's almost like somebody's been sort of forcing you almost to communicate or respond in a certain way, and it hasn't really felt that good to you, but perhaps you just didn't have a choice. Now, for some of you this might have come through romantically, it might be professionally, something going on at work or within a family dynamic, and I think that it has caused a bit of an upset. There is a sort of lingering uncomfortable energy that's still pervading. So with this sign shift now feeling much more supportive for you and helping you to kind of seek more of a safe sanctuary in the important connections in your life, and again really respond in a way that feels like it's on your terms. And one of the things I want to say to you about this month, Cancer, is be very discerning in relation to the wells of wisdom who you are seeking advice from this month, especially where they are major, bigger decisions with that energy of judgment coming through. If we are experiencing this rebirth, which we are, then you need to really, in most instances, trust the counsel of your own innate inner wisdom. And there might still be that requirement to table or socialize ideas, but ultimately the decision that needs to be arrived at, you have to feel like it's almost come from you, it's emerged from within you. I think if somebody else tries to present an approach, or this is the solution, or this is the answer, sometimes that's the way the universe works, and that can be a really beautiful epiphany moment for us. But I think in this instance, this month, it's about what comes from within you. That's where you're really going to be able to find that sense of sacred trust. And I think you can avoid any kind of potential situations that you'll feel like, how did I get wrapped up in this? Or this isn't what I wanted. And how did I feel like I was kind of ushered down this specific pathway when it just doesn't feel right, doesn't feel good to me? I think there's also this sort of mantra-like statement, that I want you to consider as you move through this month of May. And that is, today's the day I receive what I need. And in doing so, you're almost just kind of inviting that energy of the universe to show up in a way that really will address the biggest priority that you have. Because sometimes what we want isn't always the thing that we need the most. Sometimes we don't even know what we need in the moment. And so sort of working with that openness of an energetic statement and an affirmation that says, today's the day I'll receive exactly what I need, for my highest and best good, let's add that, I think is going to be a very celebratory experience for you, and also kind of ushers in this opportunity for some real beautiful magic to take place. Now, Three of Cups is beautiful for me because following any challenging situation, any disagreement, any feeling like you have lost something, or perhaps you're trying to balance to the degree that you feel like, gosh, I'm right on a knife edge with this, it could go either way. I think things end up coming together in your favor. And I believe that as soon as you kind of get that sureness, that sign, that validation, you really ease up on yourself, because I think that inner critic or that sort of unraveling could really, if you're not careful, lead you down the rabbit hole. But there'll be something that comes in that gives you cause for celebration. And actually, I feel with that three, we're also looking at perhaps the power of three. Again, I always say this, the arc of influence with eclipse energies, as much as they can be incredibly disruptive, they also bring in things in powerful threes. And if we have something that's coming through working in your favor, you can also anticipate that through the course of May and into early June, there's more than one thing that you're going to see finally getting to a place and coming into the right divine order where you feel more settled. There's a reminder here, of course, though, Cancer, that, you know, your soul really just wants to have this incredibly intimate experience with the complexity of everything that life has to offer. And so there's something about stop running, stop trying to push away some of these harder, more difficult experiences. You know, if there's a restlessness within you, if there's a loneliness, if there's a really heavy heart through the course of this month, let it be, and really ask this energy, this emotional experience, you know, where do you want to take me and why? Because the energy of the Hermit coming through here tells me that there's something really profound and significant from a spiritual perspective that your higher self wants you to understand. It wants you to really process in a way that you never have before. And that can be a direct route to feeling much more peaceful about the way that some of the things are happening and unfolding in your life. This is a month where you have choices. Yeah, you have choices. And it's a balancing act, right? So what you're being asked to do is become very deliberate and focused about the things that you want. Pay close attention around that new moon in Taurus on the 19th. It will be a real power-packed period for manifesting for you. At the same time, you have to be incredibly open to the ways in which this is going to show up. And this is the thing that's going to help you withstand any of the challenges, any of the stormy anarchy and disruption that might come in, but at the same time stay incredibly rooted to the value, the deservedness, and your real belief to receive. And this idea of believing to receive is a really important theme through Taurus season. Okay, so as we mentioned at the beginning of this reading, when you find yourself asking, what now? Really ensure that that's being fueled from a place of fearlessness and possibility, and that anything could happen right now, and that the best is still to come for you. Now, we're also going to be welcoming Mars shifting sign into Leo on the 20th of the month and into your second house, Cancer. This means there's an illumination around the drive and the energy towards material possessions, to your value, to your money story, with Taurus already supporting this whole relationship around abundance and how we feel good about the ways that we allow abundance to flow into our life. I think you're getting incredibly focused and receiving some incredible clarity around the changes that you need to make that are going to support you feeling more safe and secure, and also give you that wide open space to be a bit more experimental and adventurous in terms of what happens next. Of course, the sun shifts into Gemini on the 21st and will start moving into your 12th house, deeply healing and spiritual placement for you, where a lot of work will be taking place behind the scenes. And again, this opportunity to review and start to kind of really let go of parts of yourself that you've outgrown and you've evolved beyond as you prepare for your own solar returns. Now, if you're new to the channel, we will reveal the final 3 cards in our extended reading. You're going to find the link for that in the comment and description box underneath. We talk for another 25 minutes or so and just go deeper into the month ahead. What I'm going to do now though is go ahead and clarify these cards and see what additional messages might be giving us a new direction or shaping this reading as we take it a little bit further. Okay, so Judgment, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords. All the decks that I use are listed below. And this month, Cancer, my soul journeys in the light. We're focused in sitting in the power. So where you're feeling exhausted, depleted, overly drained, this is a beautiful light journey that's really going to support you rejuvenating and restoring your energy levels. We're also in the shadow addressing a specific block. What is it that's holding you back? You might have a really clear idea of that one thing that keeps getting in the way. And if you don't, then we're going to explore that in this journey. Again, you'll find the links for this in the description comment box underneath. Got some 3s showing up here. King of Earth and the Sun. You'll also just see here Moon Musings, my new book. It's now out on Amazon, and you'll also find the ebook and the audio version coming online soon. Life Soul Vision, my Oracle deck, is also available via my website, and we're just going to go ahead and pull some of those Oracle cards for your reading for May. What do we want to show up for Cancer? Okay, casting out constellations. This is the way, this is the work. We have Earth Star energy. Enlightened in the exhale. Spirit Owl coming through with Sacred Secrets. Earth Medicine and Magic cast their spell. Maverick of the Light, Dancer of the Shadows. You have some real powerful, quite intense oracles coming through here, but I feel like they're all really kind of narrowing and drawing your focus into some of these powerful shifts and changes. You know, Judgment as your opening card is really heralding and signaling this time of just profound shift for you. It's already underway. You've already been feeling it. Okay, this is the Enchanted Map Oracle. Wide open, beautiful. Okay, Cancer, if you'd like to join me for the extended, we will look at some cards around a personal question for you, as well as go into this reading in full. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and tuning in. I wish you a beautiful month of May. I will see you again next time. You take good care.